Tonight, we journey to two forsaken places where the veil between worlds is thin. From the decaying halls of the Blackwood Sanatorium to the icy depths of Outpost 31, prepare to face the horrors that linger, in abandoned horrors, dual tales of the damned. The Forgotten Sanatorium, Whispers of the Damned. High atop the windswept cliffs overlooking the stormy North Atlantic, stood the abandoned Blackwood Sanatorium, a colossal structure of crumbling stone and rusted iron. Once a refuge for the mentally afflicted, it now lay derelict, a haunting monument to forgotten souls and unspeakable horrors. Local fishermen whispered tales of eerie lights flickering in its desolate windows and spectral figures wandering its decaying halls. Drawn by the allure of the unknown, four adventurous college students, Alex, Lisa, Chris, and Sarah, embarked on a weekend excursion to the infamous Blackwood Sanatorium. Armed with flashlights, cameras, and a naive sense of invincibility, they arrived at the forbidding edifice as twilight cast long shadows across the desolate landscape. The wind howled like a chorus of tormented spirits as they pushed open the heavy, iron-studded doors. A wave of damp, musty air washed over them, carrying the scent of decay and long-forgotten suffering. The interior was a labyrinth of crumbling corridors, dimly lit by shafts of moonlight filtering through shattered windows. The peeling paint and water-stained walls whispered tales of neglect and abandonment, while rusted medical equipment and overturned wheelchairs painted a chilling picture of the sanatorium's troubled past. As they ventured deeper into the decaying structure, the oppressive atmosphere grew heavier with each step. The air crackled with an unsettling energy, and the students felt an inexplicable sense of unease. Faint whispers echoed through the empty halls, and shadows danced at the periphery of their vision. Chris, the group's resident skeptic, dismissed their fears as mere figments of their imagination. But Lisa couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone. She felt eyes upon them, unseen entities lurking in the darkness, watching their every move. They stumbled upon the sanatorium's abandoned library, its shelves lined with dusty tomes and medical journals. A sense of morbid curiosity drew them closer, their flashlights illuminating the forgotten knowledge within. Suddenly, a gust of wind slammed the library door shut, trapping them inside. Panic surged through them as they rattled the door handle, but it refused to budge. They were prisoners in the heart of the forsaken sanatorium. The whispers grew louder, swirling around them like a spectral vortex. The students huddled together, their fear palpable in the cold, damp air. A piercing scream shattered the silence as Sarah pointed towards a shadowy figure standing at the far end of the library. Its gaunt form was shrouded in darkness, its eyes burning with an unholy light. The students recoiled in terror, their screams echoing through the desolate halls. The spectral figure advanced, its presence growing stronger with every step. The students scrambled away, their hearts pounding in their chests. But the library held them captive, its malevolent spirit refusing to let them go. Alex, driven by a surge of adrenaline, grabbed a heavy book from the shelf and hurled it at the spectral figure. The book passed harmlessly through its translucent form, shattering against the wall. The figure let out a chilling laugh, its voice echoing through the darkness. Desperation gnawed at them as they realized their futile attempts to escape. The spectral figure closed in, its presence suffocating them with an overwhelming sense of dread. Lisa, her voice trembling, pleaded with the entity, "Please, let us go. We mean you no harm." The spectral figure paused, its eyes flickering with a flicker of recognition. Then, it spoke, its voice a raspy whisper that sent shivers down their spines. "You are not the first to trespass here," it rasped. "And you will not be the last. This place is cursed, a prison for those who dared to defy the natural order. We are the forgotten souls, condemned to wander these halls for eternity." The figure's words hung heavy in the air, a chilling testament to the sanatorium's dark history. "But there is a way out," the figure continued. "Deep within the sanatorium lies a hidden passage, a gateway to freedom. But beware, for the path is treacherous, and the guardians of this place will not let you leave easily." With a final, haunting glance, the spectral figure vanished, leaving the students alone in the oppressive darkness. Hope flickered in their hearts as they resolved to find the hidden passage. They ventured further into the decaying labyrinth, their flashlights casting dancing shadows on the crumbling walls. Their journey was fraught with peril. They encountered malevolent spirits lurking in the shadows, their spectral forms reaching out with icy fingers. They navigated treacherous corridors, their footsteps echoing through the desolate halls. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, they stumbled upon a hidden door concealed behind a tapestry of cobwebs. With trembling hands, they pushed it open, revealing a narrow, dimly lit passage leading downwards. They descended into the depths of the sanatorium, their flashlights illuminating the damp, moss-covered walls. The air grew colder, and the whispers grew louder, urging them onward. At the end of the passage, they found themselves in a cavernous chamber, its walls adorned with strange symbols and arcane diagrams. In the center of the chamber stood a monolithic stone altar, its surface etched with ancient runes. As they approached the altar, the ground trembled beneath their feet. The whispers intensified, swirling around them like a tempest. Suddenly, the chamber erupted in a blinding flash of light. The students shielded their eyes, their ears ringing from the deafening roar that filled the air. When the light subsided, they found themselves standing outside the sanatorium, the wind whipping at their clothes and the moon casting an ethereal glow over the desolate landscape. They had escaped. The students stumbled away from the Blackwood Sanatorium, their hearts filled with a mixture of relief and terror. They glanced back at the imposing structure, its dark windows staring down at them like the eyes of 1,000 tormented souls. They vowed never to return, their encounter leaving an indelible mark on their souls. They carried the memory of that night, the whispers of the damned, and the spectral figure that haunted their dreams. The Blackwood Sanatorium remained a chilling monument to forgotten souls and unspeakable horrors. And those who dared to venture into its decaying halls would forever be haunted by the whispers of the damned. From the oppressive heat and decaying walls of Blackwood Sanatorium, we now journey to a place of chilling cold and desolate beauty. The frozen wasteland of Antarctica holds secrets as dark as any forgotten asylum. Brace yourselves as we venture to Outpost 31. The Whispering Abyss, a descent into madness. In the remote, windswept reaches of the Antarctic tundra, nestled amidst the icy peaks and glacial valleys, lay the abandoned research station known as Outpost 31. Once a beacon of scientific exploration, it now stood as a chilling testament to the hubris of humanity, its secrets buried beneath the unforgiving ice. A group of 5 intrepid scientists, driven by a relentless pursuit of knowledge and a thirst for the unknown, embarked on a perilous expedition to Outpost 31. Their mission: to uncover the truth behind the station's sudden and unexplained abandonment decades earlier. Dr. Emily Carter, a brilliant astrophysicist haunted by the mysteries of the cosmos, Dr. David Chen, a stoic geologist with an unwavering resolve, Sarah Mitchell, a resourceful engineer with a knack for problem-solving, Alex Turner, a young and enthusiastic biologist eager to prove his worth, and Dr. Thomas Blackwood, the enigmatic expedition leader, his motivations shrouded in secrecy. As they arrived at the desolate outpost, the oppressive silence of the Antarctic wilderness pressed down upon them. The station's exterior was a stark contrast to the pristine landscape, its once gleaming metal structures now encrusted with ice and its windows obscured by swirling snow. The wind howled like a chorus of tormented spirits as they breached the station's entrance, their breath fogging in the frigid air. The interior was a frozen tableau of abandoned laboratories, dormant machinery, and scattered personal belongings, frozen in time like macabre exhibits. As they ventured deeper into the desolate complex, the oppressive atmosphere grew heavier with each step. The air crackled with an unsettling energy, and the scientists felt an inexplicable chill creep into their bones. Faint whispers echoed through the empty corridors, and shadows danced at the periphery of their vision. Emily, her intuition heightened by the isolation, felt a growing sense of unease. She couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone, that unseen entities lurked in the darkness, observing their every move. David, ever the pragmatist, dismissed her concerns as the effects of the harsh environment and the psychological toll of isolation. But Sarah couldn't help but share Emily's apprehension. The station seemed to exude an otherworldly presence, as if the very walls themselves were imbued with a malevolent consciousness. Their exploration led them to the station's communication center, its array of satellite dishes and radio equipment now silent sentinels of a bygone era. Alex, eager to make a discovery, powered up the antiquated computers, hoping to access any remaining data logs. As the screens flickered to life, a series of cryptic messages flashed across the monitors, their meaning obscured by a complex code. The scientists huddled together, their brows furrowed in concentration as they attempted to decipher the enigmatic transmissions. Suddenly, the lights flickered and died, plunging them into darkness. A wave of panic surged through them as they fumbled for their flashlights, their beams cutting through the gloom. They heard a low, guttural growl emanating from the shadows, followed by the sound of shuffling footsteps. The scientists froze, their hearts pounding in their chests. A monstrous silhouette emerged from the darkness, its form a grotesque amalgamation of human and otherworldly elements. Its eyes glowed with an unholy light, and its jagged teeth glinted in the dim light. The scientists recoiled in terror, their screams echoing through the desolate station. The creature lunged, its claws outstretched, its presence suffocating them with an overwhelming sense of dread. They scrambled away, their flashlights casting dancing shadows on the icy walls. The creature pursued them relentlessly, its guttural growls reverberating through the corridors. They barricaded themselves in the station's mess hall, their fear palpable in the frigid air. The creature pounded on the door, its monstrous strength threatening to break through their flimsy barrier. Dr. Blackwood, his demeanor suddenly transformed, stepped forward. His eyes gleamed with an unnatural intensity, and his voice resonated with an otherworldly power. "Foolish mortals," he hissed, "you have trespassed upon forbidden knowledge. The secrets of this place are not meant for human comprehension." The scientists stared at him in disbelief, their trust shattered. Blackwood's true intentions were revealed, his motivations intertwined with the dark forces that haunted Outpost 31. "This place is a gateway," Blackwood continued, his voice echoing through the room, "a conduit to a realm beyond human understanding. The whispers you hear, the shadows that dance, they are but echoes of the abyss that awaits." The creature's pounding intensified, the door groaning under the strain. The scientists huddled together, their hope dwindling with each passing moment. Emily, driven by a surge of desperation, grabbed a flare gun from the emergency kit. She aimed it at the door, her finger trembling on the trigger. "We won't let you sacrifice us to your madness," she cried, her voice filled with defiance. She fired the flare gun, the projectile illuminating the room with a blinding flash. The creature roared in pain, its form momentarily disrupted by the intense light. The scientists seized the opportunity, bursting through the weakened door and into the labyrinthine corridors. They ran for their lives, their footsteps echoing through the desolate station. The creature pursued them, its monstrous form a relentless shadow in the darkness. They navigated treacherous passages, their breath fogging in the frigid air. Finally, they reached the station's hangar, its massive doors offering a glimmer of hope. They struggled to open the frozen mechanisms, their fingers numb with cold. The creature closed in, its guttural growls echoing through the hangar. They could feel its icy breath on their necks. With a final, desperate heave, the doors creaked open, revealing the blinding expanse of the Antarctic wilderness. The scientists stumbled out into the snow, their hearts pounding in their chests. They glanced back at the station, its dark windows staring down at them like the eyes of 1,000 tormented souls. The creature's silhouette loomed in the doorway, its form a chilling reminder of the horrors they had witnessed. They fled across the icy tundra, their footsteps crunching in the snow. The wind howled, carrying the whispers of the abyss, but the scientists pressed on, their survival instincts driving them forward. They reached their snowmobiles, their frozen engines sputtering to life. They roared away from Outpost 31, leaving behind the haunted station and its dark secrets. As they journeyed back to civilization, the scientists carried the weight of their encounter, their minds forever scarred by the horrors they had witnessed. They had glimpsed the abyss, and it had left an indelible mark on their souls. The whispering abyss remained a chilling testament to the hubris of humanity and the perils of venturing into the unknown. And those who dared to seek its secrets would forever be haunted by the echoes of the abyss. The mysteries of these abandoned places continue to haunt our dreams. But what other forgotten horrors await discovery? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and remember, the darkness is always closer than you think. If you crave more chilling tales like these, hit that like button and subscribe to join our community of horror enthusiasts.